Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to the conversation part of Chapter 7. So today, we're going to discuss about the rights and also about the friendship. So again, we have He-Mei with us. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, talking about the rights, as we have learned in our solo part, originally it was seen as a religious practice. And for some of the sacrifice, it can only be conducted by the emperor or the son of heaven himself. And then such ritual ceremony extended. And it can be the sacrificial ceremony to worship the ancestor. And also about some social conventions among the living beings. So as a matter of fact, Confucius emphasized both things. The first is the formality of the ritual, and also he's talking more about the profound meaning about ritual. So first, I would like you to give us your interpretation about the formality of the ritual.
Okay, so rituals, as we see, I think we see them as something very, you talked about formality, a very formal term. And in the past, people thought that this is a term which is more related to the religious practice. But I think rituals are something which we have in our daily life, and we practice them in all of our dealings. Let's talk about when we have some special occasions. There are some special days, and we want to go to our relative's house or friend's house, and we treat them specially. We take flowers for them, we take sweets for them, and we want to make them feel very special on that special occasion. Although that day is very ordinary day, but we regard that day as a very special day. So I think this is also a kind of ritual, a formality that we do. And why do we do it? We do it because we think that this will bring us closer to other people, and this will create our strong relationship with the people that we interact with. So I think yes, ritual is a formal term if we see it in a certain domain, but also rituals are the things that we do it and practice it in our daily life.
Yes, you're right. And in modern days, when we're talking about the ritual, the first, impression coming up to their mind is the formality. But actually, in Confucian philosophy, the rites means more than the formality itself. And even Confucius himself, and we know that he was the founder of this ritual ceremony when he was young. I think, throughout his life, he has found this kind of divine, positive sense throughout this ritual. And even when he himself went to the temple of Zhou, and people were saying that you claim that you have already known everything about the ritual ceremony, and why you keep on asking every detail of how to doing sacrifice? And the answer from the master said, inquiring about the details of the sacrifice itself is the rights. So you see that the Confucius emphasized on the importance of the rights, and also in the Confucian teaching, and the rights always come along with the filial piety and with the humaneness. And so just now you were saying that in modern days, people would like to have express this connections with other people. Okay, so yes, connection with other people is very important. And so that reminds me, another topic is about the friendship. So, and how can we associate with this, like making friendship with the ritual sense?
Yes.
Okay,
I would like to talk about tea ceremony here, because now we are moving towards the topic of friendship and creating relationship with other people. So the rights, as I was talking about, that this is something, it is not something of a kind of formality or something that is only meant to be done, and it is something that we enjoy doing. And why we do it? Because it has some sort of importance in our daily life. So let's talk about tea ceremony here. In tea ceremony, what happens is that they prepare the tea, they pour it in the cup, and then they do certain acts, and then they present it to you in a very humble manner, in a very beautiful way, that you feel that they are serving you in a special way. This is the reason that you feel very comfortable in tea houses. The place seems very serene whenever if you would have paid a visit to a tea house, you would have known that those places are quite serene and peaceful. And why are they investing so much energy and time in just serving that cup of tea to me in that manner? Then I realized that I think this is their way of telling that we as human beings can treat other people in the best possible manner. And this was their gesture of telling that they had very good intentions, and they wanted to share those intentions with other people by using those manners, by serving people in that manner.
Yes, absolutely. And I would say that the whole process is to purify one's mind. So as you mentioned that during the tea ceremony, and I would like to say about like the morning service, when we go to give the morning service to our ancestors. So it's not only the connection or ceremony to memorize the dead or the deceased, but it also is kind of a connection among the living beings. So through this ceremony, and people can gather together and to exchange the views and talking about the families and the unification of the families. I would say that the ritual is a kind of the means to cultivate or to have reflections on your own sincerity and then express your such a true feeling to other people. So what do you think? Is a connections?
Yes.
Okay. So talking about it, then come back to the friendship. Okay. So, and in Confucius' teaching, I would like to quote one of a sentence, and he said there are 3 types of friendship is beneficial, and the other 3 are harmful. And he was saying that, okay, so the friendship with the upright and with the sincere and with the well-informed are beneficial, and the other 3 are harmful. So these are the men of ingratiating in actions and friendship with the pleasant appearance and also the plausible words. So these 2 are harmful. So what's your interpretation or perception about it?
Why they have put a lot of importance on this practice of choosing your friends. I think it is because when we are talking about that you have to be a person with a good character and positive energy, and then you have to extend that energy to other people. You cannot, I think, do it if you are surrounded by negative people. So you have to be very mindful about choosing the company that you spend your time with. So yes, this is important, and also you cannot be just courteous towards choosing your friends. Okay, this is not a good person, not as good as me, so I can take him as my friend just because I'm being courteous or being generous. But I think choosing friends is more of it's very personal kind of matter. So you spend your time with them, and if they are not positive people, then you might lose your positivity as well. So yes, on one side, being kind to people, like others people in the society, is important, but just choosing your friends is very important, like in a very clever way. You have to choose them wisely.
Okay. So this is the modern interpretation of making friends, and actually in the Analects and talking about the friendship, and masters have different views about friendship. So in my opinion, so being humane and how to treat a friend, even though he is not as good as you. So it's an open question to everyone. Okay. So, and then at the end of this conversation, I would like to quote another sentence again, which is very important about the rights and also about the Confucius ideal view about how to become Junzi or become an established man. He was saying that a person nurtures himself by, inspired by the Book of Poetry, and establishing himself by the rites, and perfect himself by the music. So I would say that the ritual does not only belong to China. So it is a universal.
It's universal.
Universal concept.
As I said,
yeah.
like everybody practice it in their daily life. We have certain kind of rituals in like casual, in a very casual life.
Yeah. So think about you nurture yourself and establish yourself by the rites, and eventually establish a kind of a capacity to appreciate the beauty of the world. So maybe that is the essence of Confucius philosophy when he talks about the ritual and the connection between you and other people as living beings, and the connection between you and the ancestors, and connect you and heaven. So that is the utmost goal, the unification of human beings and the cosmic world. This is the end of today's conversation. So don't forget to come back soon. Thank you.
See you next time.